everyone, welcome back. In this video we'll be talking about service endpoints, and we'll be also looking into the routing table when we apply service endpoints. So for this particular lab I have created different resource group. So if I click this resource group, you can see there is a service endpoint. So I have created this one just now. So to do this, you can just create and add the relevant name here and the region as well. So I have used East US in this case. So if I click this, I have already deployed a few resources here. So the resources that I have deployed is the virtual network. So I have created a virtual network. So you can just search for virtual network. So I'm showing you how this is done. So create it and add the relevant name. So make sure that you select the resource group. All the resources should be in the same region as well. So vnet 2, since I've already created vnet 1. So coming to IP address, you can just check it, and if you want, you can create a subnet as well. So I have created subnet as well in this case. So subnet 1. So and click add. So you have created, there is a default as well as a subnet. And if you can add tags, you can, and then just review and create it. So this is how I have created my virtual network with a default as well as one subnet in it. So once these two are done, so the next thing I have done is like creating a virtual machine. So for that, you can click create and search for the virtual machine and click here and create. So in this case, it's the default group that we have got, service endpoint, that's good, and VM2, and make sure that it's East US. So East US, and you can add more availability zones that if you want, but it's not necessary in this case. And make sure you add the password and use the username and password here. So once this is done, just go to the networking, and based on your preference, add it. If you want to add it in the subnet that you have created, add it in the subnet and review and create it. So this is how I've created my virtual machine. So let me go back. So these are the different resources that have been created. So if I go to my virtual machine, so let's go to our network interface, which will be in the networking, and let's check the routing. So when we have created this virtual machine, there is an NSE which has been attached to this one, which is this, and let's see the effective routes. So by default, there will be two different routes which it will be provided. The first one is access to the virtual network. So you can access, you will be able to contact all the services which are inside this virtual network. And the next one is related to the internet. So you can see these both are active, and we don't, and these are the different routes that we have, right? And so let's see how it is changed when we use our service endpoints. So for that, let me go back to our resource group, and in this case I'll be using my virtual network, and coming to the, let's add the subnet here. So here you can see the subnet, click that, and here you can see an option, service endpoints. So create a service endpoints policies to allow the traffic to a specific Azure resources from your virtual network over service endpoints. So basically, the service endpoints in Azure is a feature that allows you to securely access Azure services over a private connection instead of over public internet. So when you create a service endpoint, you extend your Azure Virtual Network private address space to Azure services. So this creates a direct network path between your virtual network and the Azure service, which is isolated from the internet and provides you more secure and reliable connection. So with the service endpoints, you can control the access to a specific Azure services and resources with the granular access control. By routing traffic through a dedicated network path, service endpoints also create a faster and more reliable connectivity to Azure services with reduced latency as well as a better performance. So overall, if you talk about the service endpoints, it's a powerful feature which allows you to secure your Azure resources and improve the performance. So let's see how it is done. So coming to the services, let's click. So these are the different services which are provided by the Microsoft. So you can add any service that you want or select all. So based on your preference, in this case I'll be selecting Key Vault, or usually you can select the storage as well, or Microsoft SQL. So let's select Key Vault and save it. So it's done. Let's save that. So let's see what has been changed when we have added the service endpoint. So it's still running, so we'll just wait for a few minutes here. There you go. So finally it has been saved. There you go. So if I go back to my virtual network, my VM. So let's go to our routing table and see whether if there is any changes that has been done. So click here, coming to the effective routes. So you can see there is a new one which has been appeared here. So there are multiple IP address. You can see there is 424 more. So now it can go through a secure channel. So this is how you can use service endpoints. You just need to add the service endpoint in your subnet or the virtual network that you are using. So basically this is the concept of service endpoints. I hope you guys have understood the concept of today's video. If you have liked the video, please click the like button below, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel, and please share the video. Thanks everyone.